Welcome to the Other Art Fair. The Other Art Fair is a very prestigious art fair that has been up on the coming for many, many years. It presents all over the globe at fairs like the LA, in New York and in Brooklyn, as well as it is in Sydney, Australia. And tonight we're here in London at the Other Art Fair. This art fair is truly astounding for what it represents and stands for. It is trying to bridge the gap between blue chip galleries and independent artists. I'm stood here in front of Anil's Artworks. He is an independent artist, and he uses this opportunity at the Other Art Fair to really connect with other galleries and other artists, which leads to some amazing opportunities in the art world and art scene for himself. It's a true honor to be here tonight, and let's explore what the Other Art Fair truly has to offer. Oliver, we first met at the original one that I came to in October. You are here again this year, presenting similar artworks, but you're working on an entirely new series as well in your spare time. Can you talk us through again what that artwork is?
Hello again. Yes, I was here in October and I'm back. Pretty much it's a continuation of all the stuff that I've done in October. This is one piece that I've done from the series called Solace, the only one this time. It again very much inspired by Francis Bacon about the destruction of a face in a way to let the people discover their own narrative. And the rest are from the series Paradox. But yeah, kind of from both of these, I'm starting a new series called Messiah. And I think I've done 2 paintings so far. And you can see more about them on Instagram.
That's fantastic. We'll be sure to tag you in all of those. That's absolutely incredible story. Your inspiration is very heavily based on Francis Bacon. How would you say that really influences your work?
Well, pretty much from the start. You know, it's about conception. When I sketch, I omit the expression of the face straight away. And that gives me just freedom to explore my emotions and put them onto canvas.
That's what art's all about. Well, thank you so much for having a quick chat with us. I wish you all the best of luck for this evening. Thank you very much, mate. Trevor runs Adore the Common, which is an art gallery in which you represent Oliver. Oliver is your client at the art gallery, and I'd love to have a quick talk to you about what it's like representing such a fantastic artist when they're based in France and you're based down here in London.
Well, I think the logistics of it can be a little bit tricky, but when we're waiting, the wait is definitely worth the while. I think because Oliver's work is all unique, I don't kind of see any other artist kind of producing that kind of work as well. It's nice that each time you get something different as well. It's not a one-trick pony. You know, each collection he produces has a different kind of take, a different brushwork, a different kind of technique, different color palette. So each time he presents something, I'm super excited to get it. So hopefully he sells it all here, but if not, I'll definitely be walking away with a couple of those pieces this evening.
Hey, either way, it's a win-win, isn't it? So as a gallerist yourself, what is it that you look for in up-and-coming artists, the younger generation, into this scene?
I usually look for kind of artists that have that create work with a purpose, with a conversation. I don't want to see work that, you know, people will look at that matches their sofa. I want work that has very kind of clear thoughts around diversity and messaging, a critical and clear directive. So we work with a lot of queer artists, a lot of black artists, a lot of neurodiverse artists. That to me is gold, because they see the world through such a different lens, and their work kind of reflects that as well. So that, you know, having that kind of the work that represents those conversations is really important to me. Like, as a gay man with a biracial partner, these are conversations that I have every day. So my business and the artists that are within that definitely reflect my values as a human. So that's quite important to us when we're choosing art and artists to work with.
Absolutely, that's so wonderful to hear. And thank you so much for taking the quick chat with us. And I wish you the best of luck for this evening. Thank you. We're talking to Barbara Story. Barbara, your artworks are absolutely wonderful to gaze at. There's an essence your artworks carries within as you look upon all of these stunning artworks. I'd love to know what your inspiration is behind all of your art.
People.
People. So specific character features or what they are as a person themselves?
It's basically what they are, what comes from within. It's not the likeness.
I love that. That's a fantastic answer. What got you into doing painting for portraits like these?
What? Sorry, say again.
What got you into painting?
Well, I always liked painting as an art form. We used to go to galleries quite a lot. I mean, from childhood, I did like it. And one day, literally just like that, one day I said, okay, I'm going to try. And we bought some cheap few tubes of paint, a very sort of rickety, light easel canvas, and that was it. And I tell you what, that was something.
That's an
And it
absolutely
stayed
amazing
with
story.
me. I absolutely love it.
That's so great, and you've continued it, and you're doing such an amazing job, and your artworks really are truly one of a kind. I absolutely adore these. Thank you so much for having a quick chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're talking to Robert Walker. Robert, these works behind me are some astounding works of art that you have created. We're truly captivated by this painting behind us. What is the title of this artwork here?
So this one's called Nothi Soton, which means essentially know thyself. And I draw a lot of inspiration from the old master type techniques and approach. So this is what you call indirect painting, which is made up of different layers of paint and different old master mediums. It's not so much directly painted as layered.
That is truly incredible. Is it oil or acrylic?
So this is oil on canvas, primed with white lead, and you'll find that the whites in the painting are all white lead painted.
That's quite an odd white to be using nowadays, isn't it? What's your inspiration behind this artwork?
Well, one of the techniques, if you like, for creating a work of art is to, rather than pre-plan something, is start with a central figure and then actually just add motifs as you go transgress through the painting. And I wanted to sort of create this painting more on the fly as a montage as opposed to pre-plans, and this is what came out.
That's truly astounding to do something like that. What is the ruler that you have here planted on the side, top right-hand side?
Well, the ruler was to signify, how do you measure faith?
That is the cleverest thing we've seen this evening. I absolutely adore that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having a quick chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for this evening and your future artworks.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
We're talking to Diego. Diego, I interviewed you last October, last year, about your incredible artworks. Your art has evolved since I last interviewed you. Would you mind telling us about how that evolution of your artwork has gone about?
I had a new daughter, and it's a big change in my life, and it's it's a catalyst to change in the art that I produce as well. So I stick with the feminine subject, use a lot more pink because it's my favorite color now. When you have a daughter, it better be. And I think it's touching me in a different way, maybe more stimulated, more sensitive now than I was before, and I hope it shows in the work I produce.
That is a fantastic answer. I'm so happy for you. That's absolutely fantastic. How do you see the evening playing out for you?
It's going well. First nights is always a big buzz. Lot of very interesting people. It's a great opportunity. When do you get so many people, walking through your studio? It'll take years. So it's fantastic. It's really going well. Touch wood, it continues this way.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck for this evening. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with us, and best of luck for tonight, mate.
And to you.
We're talking to Arturo. Arturo, we spoke last October about your incredibly stunning artworks, and my biggest question is, how have your artworks evolved since I last interviewed you?
Well, this time I'm bringing new materials. I'm trying new paint, which is the color shifter you can see up there. So this is depending on how the light impacts the painting, you will see different colors. So that's a new shift, a new thing.
That's great. What really got you into doing that? Or like what? Yeah.
Well, I've been doing this traditional spray paint and gold, spray paint and copper, all those kind of mixes, and I wanted to do a little bit more. So I said, okay, what is out there? and I love the color shifting kind of backgrounds. I said, let's find in the market what's available. And I tried those ones just because I found them amazing.
It's truly wonderful to see your artwork evolving, and what you're doing is just absolutely incredible. Where do you see your artworks going in the future?
Well, in the future, I hope it goes even bigger. I mean, I'm currently exhibiting in Los Angeles at Corey Helford Gallery, for example. I have been exhibiting with Dorothy Circus Gallery here in London. I've been showing in Tokyo. So I think going wider and bigger probably would be the next step, maybe doing bigger pieces.
That is so impressive. Well, I wish you the best of luck for all of that. Thank you so much for having the time and have a quick chat with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We're here this evening at the Other Art Fair down in London, and we're talking to Fletcher Sibthorpe, who has these absolutely wonderful artworks. This one behind me has absolutely captured our attention. And Fletcher, we would love to know what your inspiration behind this particular artwork is.
Well, the inspiration behind this artwork is I stayed at the Hoxton and I stayed with a friend of mine. And during our stay, I saw the reflection in the mirror and the lighting, and it just caught my eye.
That's fantastic. Talk us through what this painted on.
It's painted on a panel with a canvas glued on top of it. The canvas is an acrylic-based, very fine weave canvas, and then primed. And the surface it gives, it sucks in the paint and gives to the texture, but the texture isn't part of the painting as much.
That's fantastic. How long have you been painting artworks for?
I graduated from Kingston in 1989. I was an illustrator for about 10 years and then started gallery work from 1999.
That's truly amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for this evening and all of your future. Thank you so much.
Take care.
We're talking to Nana SRT. Your artworks are absolutely incredible. I'd love to talk to you about your photography works on this incredible camera.
This one here. So this is a Rolleicord, which is from, I think, 64. And I shot this series, which is called We Are Who We Move, on medium format on the Rolleicord. And my subject is dances, as always. I aim to capture the energy of the movement, of the dance, of the dancers, of their individualities. All of my dancers are sort of known for a very specific style. They're established, it's not new to them. And I wanted to pay respect to all the years they've put into it, really.
That's so great. It's such a passionate message that you're putting into it, of an appreciation for the amount of time and energy they've put into it. For you to really share and try and express that in these astounding photographs, I think you've done a fantastic job. This work here, can you talk us through about how that one went about?
It's so funny because this dancer here is going to pop around today, so it would be funny if it just popped up now. This is a dancer called Jose Agudo. He is most known for his work with Akram Khan, who is a very established choreographer, very successful. Jose is a contemporary stroke Kathak and flamenco dancer. Kathak is the Indian foot dance. So this particular picture, you asked me, how did this come about? Really only messing about, saying, okay, let's try this, let's try that, okay, but the what you call it, the calmness that this picture exudes for me.
It really does. You've done such a fantastic job. I really have a huge respect for these works. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a quick chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for this evening and the future of your work.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you.
We're talking to Trevor, who represents Jacob, who is his partner at Adorn the Common at their gallery. Mate, this artwork behind us is absolutely spectacular. Can you talk us through this artwork and what the inspiration is, please?
So this piece is called Proud Boys 10, but boys spelled B-O-I-S, as in the French for wood. So the original concept for it was to create a piece around censorship and visibility, So it's quite a kind of tender image when you actually see what it is. Some of the images from the collection are quite explicit, but using that halftone effect, you don't necessarily see what that image is straight away. So we've been able to kind of not get cancelled from social media sites because the kind of halftone effect takes away the obvious vision. But yeah, so this is a 2-part silkscreen print, beautifully executed for us by Atom Printers. There are different versions of this. There was a neon pink version as well that's actually sold out now. So this is version 2 of Proud Boys 10 in blue.
That's fantastic. I like the social media thing is definitely one side, but to see them all sell out and move on to other things, it's absolutely so spectacular to see. Thank you so much for having a quick chat with us this evening, and I wish you all the best of luck for this evening. Thank you
Very much.
We're talking to Freya Doggett. Your artworks here in this stand here are so incredible for us to look at. We spotted them from a distance and immediately knew we had to go and check them out. Can you talk us through what the inspiration behind your artwork is, please?
Thank you. Well, thanks for coming to chat to me. It's very exciting. My main inspiration is actually my friends around me. A few of my paintings come out of my imagination, but mostly they're photos. And yeah, I mean, I like moments of the everyday. I like to isolate those moments and then turn them into something peaceful and contemplative, I guess.
You do such a great job of conveying that in your stand, though. It's really, really, truly captivating to see. And we saw that from a distance, and it's just drawn us immediately in. You've done such a truly wonderful job at doing this. And your prints and your artworks are honestly some of the most affordable ones we've seen this evening. Can you talk us through that, about how you've gone about doing that, please?
I mean, as a 25-year-old, you know, I am living in London. I cannot afford most things, and I've seen a lot of young people coming through here, and it's very important to me that my art is affordable to them as well. So
I love that. Well, you've done such a good job at that our main camerawoman Jasmine is going to purchase one of your prints, which is really, really amazing. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for all of this. Thank you so much.
thank you so much. It's lovely to meet you.
Jasmine, you are our main camerawoman. Nobody's seen you properly on camera, I don't think, yet. Yeah, it's weird being on this side, isn't it?
Well, hi, yeah.
You can talk to the camera. Big, scary camera.
Buying this.
So, Freya's artworks are some of the most affordable ones that we've seen this evening, which goes directly into our point of the other art fair being a huge selling point for bridging the gap between blue chip galleries and independent artists. You're one of the first people that's really doing such an incredible job of this, and Jasmine has obviously fallen in love with your art and is going to purchase it. So that's truly amazing, and yeah, what you're doing is working. So thank you so much for supporting people that don't have a huge budget, basically. Anil, these works here in your corner of the other art fair are truly astounding. They're unlike anything we've seen here this evening, and they're in this almost poster format. Can you talk us through what it's like presenting here at the other art fair?
This like 7th time I'm with the 12th, so it's like a family, and it's a great opportunity to come again over here and present my new series, which I call as a Lost Athenaeum, like as a lost library.
That's so clever. I love that. What's your inspiration behind a lot of these artworks?
So it's like the books I read and all this. I believe that any artwork should be 100% conversation starter. It's not like looking at them and blinking them. So it should be a conversation starter. So
that's so true. Every single one of these, it got me and my crew talking, and we just saw it and we were like, we have to go and talk to him. So you're absolutely, what you're doing is working so well. The other art fair, how does it support you for your sales?
Actually, like during the fair as well as after the fair, I get lots of connections from galleries and collectors, mainly collectors all over the world. Like for example, like most of my collections are gone to LA and Sydney, where I have gone and done my fairs with TOAF itself.
So that's great. So it's a great opportunity for other artists to really network with you.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's so great. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're talking with Deborah Jones. Deborah, these artworks here have absolutely captured our attention. They're so stunning, they're so beautiful. And this series here behind me has really, really caught all of my crew's attention. We'd love to talk to you about this collection here. And tell us through this collection, please.
Basically, I spent 3 months in Brazil traveling the coast, and so the whole inspiration for my artwork comes from there. I stayed in the Pantanal, we camped, we arrived at camp in the pitch black, which is the creation for this piece. I like to work with a mix of fine and contemporary art, working with different mediums. These are 24 karat gold leaf. And I work on birchwood because it brings my artwork closer to nature. I like to paint flora and fauna in a contemporary style. And I work closely with colour, my connection with interiors. I used to work for Osborne and Little, and my passion for interiors and colour is brought into my artwork.
Well, that's really shown through your artwork. That's amazing. This specific series here, you started this last summer, which is so amazing because this honestly it makes me want to quit art because I can't do that in that amount of time. What made you want to start thinking you could do that to exhibit here?
These were for my first solo show in London at the Hyde Gallery, and so the gallery have allowed me to bring my 4 works that I painted with my collection for Saatchi Arts, and so again my inspiration is from Brazil and the birds and the tropical flowers. I had a piece in Tatler Interiors a couple of years ago, and which was a bird and painted a similar style. So I wanted to bring the whole collection together.
That's so great. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a quick chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're here with Deborah and Brad. Brad, I've interviewed you before, and Deborah, I've interviewed you before. It's such a pleasure for you two to come together and actually have a conversation about exhibiting your works. You have both exhibited at the Other Art Fair, which we're here this evening down in London. And 2 years ago, you guys exhibited next to each other. How does exhibiting in the art fair like this really support your friendship and artistic career? Deborah, that question goes to you to start.
I think only other artists here can know what you're kind of like going through and what it is to get here. And when you're kind of like, you come here, people are just so helpful and friendly and, you know, giving advice. And I was a new person here, this is my 3rd one, but for my first fair I was next to Brad, and he was like, my helping hand. I was like, Brad, what do I do for this, that? And he was so, just such a great friend.
There's a real sense of camaraderie towards other artists exhibiting together, side by side, almost in the trenches, as you will, isn't it? And I mean, it's such an amazing place to come and find new artists. And I discovered you last year here in October 2023, which was really amazing. And I've kept up with your artwork and been chatting with you ever since. It's amazing. And how do you find that coming to art fairs really helps your friendship and bonds together?
Yeah, I love it. So I just love that you come here, there's a sense of community. And like I said, I met Deborah, and ever since I've just been rooting for her. She does amazing work, and she carries on doing what she does. And the thing is as well, there's no rivalry here. As soon as you're here, you meet other artists. There's nothing but support for one another. And, you know, I'm not taking part this time, but just even people who I know that are taking part, that's why I wanted to come back and see them and support them. So it's just amazing. You definitely make friends for kind of life after taking part in one of the fairs.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. And it all just evolves and goes further and further together, doesn't it, really?
So, you know, you meet other people who aren't exhibiting as well, and then that's how.
Exactly, and it's a really, really big thing for up-and-coming artists to really get into doing this space and exhibiting at art fairs themselves. How hard do you find it is to actually exhibit here when you're first starting?
I think that, like, you just learn each time. With the first time that you come, you know, I'd been to see the fair a few times previously to get an idea of what people do and how to hang your work and, you know, what to bring. But I feel like today, for my 3rd one, I actually know what I'm doing, and, you know, I'm bringing, I've changed the size of my stand, a bigger collection of work, and I think it's just kind of like, you just learn each time, and each time's different, and it's just a great experience that you have to embrace, and you've worked so hard and mostly enjoy.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. Do you have any tips for any up-and-coming artists that want to start exhibiting artworks in an art fair?
just do it. Just sign up to it. Just do it. If you don't get in, that doesn't mean that it's a complete rejection. Sign up again. I applied 3-4 times, and I think I was getting to the point where I was like, I'm never getting in. But then my friends told me, no, like, trust me, just keep going. It's just a process. They want to make sure that you're committed, that you're a true artist. And I committed and I got in, and it was probably one of the best decisions that I did to finally go for it, even though I got to a point where I was like, I don't know, I really don't know. So
That's fantastic. And now you're off to go and exhibit your artworks in Los Angeles with the other art fair as well. How did that happen?
Apply.
Exactly, you got to try it.
Well,
exactly.
I was afraid to apply because it's overseas, it's out of my bounds. I've done London, I know the routine, but over in LA, it's a whole new different ball game. But I thought if I don't do it now, I won't ever step up and do it. So you just got to do it.
I love that message. Well, thank you so much for both of you for taking the time to have a chat with us, and I wish you both the best of luck for your future and what you do. Thank you so much. The vibe here at the Other Art Fair is one that is truly unique and individual compared to other art fairs that we get to see. Tonight's art fair is mostly focused around individual artists, and you can really feel that in the true essence that is brought here. We have places like this, which is displayed called Women of the Wick, showcasing a theme of pleasure at the Other Art Fair. And then we have over 120 individual artists that are not so much represented by a gallery, but more independent artists. That's truly great to see. Compared to many other art galleries we get to see, and art fairs, most of them represent galleries. Tonight is one of the most individual nights that we get to experience in London as art students exploring art fairs like this. We get to see all of the individual artists and Women of the Wick. So let's go and talk to Women of the Wick about what they're presenting here at tonight's art fair. We're here this evening down at the Other Art Fair in London, and we're talking to Sarah. Sarah, these artworks you got here are absolutely amazing. You've done such a great job with this exhibition right in the corner of the Other Art Fair. And each of these is revolving around one specific theme, which is that theme of pleasure. I'd love for you to talk us through what this means and what you're presenting here, please.
Thank you so much, first of all, coming to my stall and also wanting to immerse yourself into the theme of pleasure. So I am Sarah, the founder of Women of the Wick, and what we do here is that we ask artists, what does pleasure mean to you? What brings you joy? What does pleasure mean to you into your everyday life? And I've curated this collection of artists and these pieces to answer that very question. So here we are in front of Kat Holland's piece that actually inspired me to even launch the second edition of Wowzine, the Pleasure magazine.
So you guys have a magazine that you do as well. Yes. So that's amazing. So each of these get into this magazine that you do. Love that. Okay, continue talking us through this, sorry.
Okay, yeah, so I went to Kat's solo exhibition last year and I saw these pieces and I just love the kind of representation of also what pleasure means in terms of abstract terms. It's not, okay, there are also explicit terms, but this picture especially grabbed my eye and went to the cover of the pleasure issue as well. So in terms of Kat's work, there is this kind of, multitude and owning the female gaze. As a photographer, Kat is, someone who is really playing with, what does pleasure mean to you, but also beyond of just a patriarchal gaze of, the kind of, that we've seen so many times. We all watch porn, right? It's a fact. I hope that this can go to YouTube, but it's a fact. And she's just breaking those norms through her artwork.
I love that. That's a really great message to have. So you represent different artists here, all based on the theme of pleasure. So we can step slightly this way, and we immediately get transformed into a completely different world and atmosphere. These are so different from what is on exhibiting there. So this is also around the theme of pleasure. Can you talk us through Daisy's work, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So Daisy Tortuga is an incredible emerging artist from Hackney Wick. So also Women of the Wick stands for Hackney Wick. So I do pay attention and kind of a tribute to artists who either come from Hackney Wick or have a connection to the area of Hackney Wick in East London. And yeah, Daisy combines this age-old technique of weaving and tufting into this very modern concept of what does it mean to be a woman today. So yeah, I love her work. She's been collaborating with the likes of Adidas and Stormzy to Nando's. She is there, but she is also, I love Daisy. She's incredible.
That's so great. And then we can easily, quite easily move on to more of these. Are these both the same? This one, we have Lauren. Lauren's work is very different from these. So we've explored tufting, and photography, both revolving around the theme of pleasure. So explain to us about Lauren's work, please.
Yeah, I mean, Lauren is absolutely incredible. So she's very established as an artist, probably like, stands out from the other wow crowd. Sort of like, she also has sold her most expensive piece of artwork for $500,000 for a sheikh in Abu Dhabi. But also she does also do more like affordable artwork such as this. And she has this like incredible connection to spirituality through pleasure.
That's so great. I think a lot of people get mixed up between the physical side of pleasure to that spiritual side of pleasure. As an artist myself, I have the pleasure of painting and the pleasure of coming to interview people, especially at art fairs. It's one of the most pleasurable things for myself. And then this artist over here, we move into a completely separate thing, to painting itself. These, to me, look like oil, which are absolutely fantastic. Can you explain to us about these ones? Because these are painted onto, I have no idea, different bits of wood.
Correct. Yeah, sculptural paintings, 3D artwork. Emily Hanna is an old school Hackney wicker that has developed as an artist massively, and I've loved seeing her development as an artist and as a creative as well. And there is this sense of sensuality as well in her work that is constantly evolving and moving, and I think intimacy as well.
That's so incredible. So where does the future of Women of the Wick stand for you?
It's digital, as well as print, as well as elevating the voices and visibility of artists in cities across the globe.
I love that. So you're going to explore more themes. So this theme is pleasure. So you do other themes. What are you thinking for that?
Wealth and money is for our next issue.
Oh, that could be really interesting. I love that. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a quick chat with us, and I wish you the best of luck for this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers. There we go. We're down here at the Other Art Fair based in London, which is an amazing opportunity to come and talk to Sam Mead, who also known as Beg for Cred, whose Instagram broadcast channel I have been on forever since I came and spoke to you last time, but I never got to do a proper interview with you. Sam, you are a tattoo artist that does on-the-spot tattoos for people at the art fair. What is that like?
It's really fun. You get a lot of people who have never had a tattoo before. A lot of people come to the art fair who've never seen tattooing done, which is interesting. So you get to see people's reaction to seeing a new art form. You get a lot of people who do their first tattoo because it's just, in front of them and they go for it. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. Now, a lot of your tattoos that you do are improvised or flash tattoos. How does that work as an improvised tattoo artist?
So with improvised tattoos, it's completely made up. There's no prior idea. I meet the person, we have a brief conversation, not really about the tattoo, but just getting to know one another. And then just based on my feeling of the person and the energy in the room, I just start making marks on the skin and we see what develops. And it's a really exciting way to make tattoos because you just don't know what's going to happen,
Absolutely. I think that's such a wonderful thing that you're doing for people. It's so great to see that. And last year, you actually got to tattoo my camera woman, which was amazing to see that. She's still in love with that, which is so great. And maybe my next one's going to be with you, dude, because I'm liking these. But yeah, thank you so much for having a quick chat with us about what it's like here. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
It's such an honor to run into Will Claridge. Will, I have followed you on Instagram for so long now, and it's amazing seeing your artworks in person. My biggest question, what is the inspiration behind all of your paintings?
So they're all original one-off pieces. They're all film photography and then overpainted. The original inspiration was an artist called Gerhard Richter, who we all know. He did a series in the 70s of overpainting his holiday snaps. And yeah, I just saw so much beauty in hiding part of the photo and maybe intriguing or frustrating the viewer.
That is so amazing. I really like that message. What's it like as an artist presenting here at the Other Art Fair?
Oh, it's brilliant, yeah. So many people, really good conversations, a few sales, which is fantastic, but also being able to network and meet other artists and hear their stories as well. It's been brilliant.
That's the dream. I love that. Well, thank you so much for having a very quick chat with us, and best of luck for all this. I hope you've made loads of sales, and good luck. I'll see you at the next one, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Awesome. The essence and vibe and buzz here displayed at the Other Art Fair this evening has been one that is truly unique to other art fairs here displayed in London. I've truly enjoyed my time, and everything we've got to see here has been truly, truly wonderful and amazing. From artists that get to have a chat with us, to exhibitions that are being shown that's nowhere else to be seen in London. Each artist here is mostly an independent artist, and we've got to see live tattooing to life drawing here at the Other Art Fair. There's nowhere quite like this here in London, and I've truly, truly enjoyed my time. And I can't wait to be back for the next year one and all the ones that they do from here on. I've really, really enjoyed this. I can't put it into better words than spectacular. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.